Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's the first day back and I'm going to be doing an oil change on my Fiat. This is the first time that I'm back at my garage. What I like to call it is Illis Garage. Sorry to be so extra, but the garage is a little dirty right now. I have to still clean it up and detail it, but I need to do this oil change and I need to get it out of the way because it's been a while and I've been procrastinating. So I'm gonna knock it out because I have a lot of things to do. Christmas is coming up, so I have a lot of shopping to take care of and I have a lot of gifts to make. So I gotta get on top of it, but I'm gonna go ahead and pull the Fiat in and get started on it. This is basically gonna be like a little tutorial of how to. I've personally never done an oil change on this Fiat before. I haven't had it for long. This is my new daily. So I know that the filter is a cartridge filter up on top and you have to drain it from the bottom like any typical car. So it's not difficult at all. So let's get started. Okay, so I got her in the garage. She looks very small, but I have to jack it up. Right now, I'm just gonna open the hood, which is the red lever down there. So what I like to do for every oil change is I like to take off the oil cap and place it right here. Always, every single car I always place the oil cap right here. First of all, it's easy to remember where you put it. It's always going to be by the latch. And second of all, I was raised that way. I used to work at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, and that's basically one of the rules. They always had you put it right here. So you would never lose it and it would be in the same spot. So I learned that trick and I've never lost an oil cap. The reason why you want to take the oil cap off before you do any oil changes is to let it breathe when it's draining, so it drains a lot faster and you get all the oil out, because if not, it's just gonna like keep spraying out. Just depends, but usually they do. And then I usually take out the dipstick. I check the oil level first before. I can't wipe it off and dip it, but yeah, I know I'm a little low on oil because it's been a while, but I'm just gonna leave that out and lift her up. Okay, so I got my dolly because I'm not getting on the floor. It's too dirty for that. I have my filter, my cartridge filter. This one is a Champion brand. This is the only one that I had at my store, so I just took that one. I have 5 quarts of Pennzoil 530 full synthetic for her. This car, I think it only takes like 4.5 quarts. I may be wrong, it might be only 4 quarts. I'd have to look at that. But anyways, yeah, let's get started. Step 1, you're obviously gonna need your drain pan under the car. Put the drain pan under the car. So for this car specifically, you're either gonna need a deep socket and or an extension to reach it, because there's this little crossbar in the way. So your oil pan is gonna look like this under the car, aluminum oil pan. And you're just gonna put a 13 socket at the end, put your ratchet on, and loosen it up. So for some reason, whoever put this oil drain plug back on, put it on so tight I had to use my other ratchet, my longer ratchet, to get it off, and I had to use like both my hands. I don't know why. shout out to Chrysler for designing this and putting this here for some odd reason. They thought that would be a good idea. But at least they put a little hole right here so they know that the oil can go through it. Like, what? Oh goodness. So this specific Fiat, it's a 2015. This one has a top side oil filter. This one specifically, it's hard to find if you're just looking and you're just like, oh, I don't see anything. You know, it's very hard to see. But if you look down there, you can see that that cartridge filter is sitting on the left side of the engine, or shall I say passenger side of the engine, and it's right up front. So you just need to get I don't know exactly what size it is, but I'm gonna find out. I have a kit that has like a bunch of adapters on there with a bunch of different sizes, so we'll look at that right now. So good news is it actually is a 27mm socket. All you have to do is get just a regular basic socket, and or these specifically. I just have this one that I got specifically for oil filters when I was a tech. So I just have to basically get a bunch of extensions, stick it in there, and then I'll show you guys a trick so you don't have to struggle to get it out. Okay, so I couldn't do this part without both my hands, so I put down the camera and I connected it first. But basically you want to get a really long 3/8 extension or whatever size socket you have, whether it's a 1/2 inch or a 3/8. Get really long extensions. You're going to connect one and then you're going to connect another one. So a lot of people don't know and try to struggle is they get a universal and they stick an extension right here to try and swivel it in there, but there's a hole right here where the headlight is, where you can go ahead and stick another extension through, so you don't have to struggle in using universals and losing more leverage and all that, and then having a really difficult time on getting it out. So basically you could just have a straight shot to the oil filter through here, through this little gap. So I'm gonna just go ahead and loosen it up right now. So there is some oil that's going to be coming out of it slightly, so you want to have an oil pan under there to catch it, unless you don't care about your floor. But basically you could just go ahead and take out the extension and the socket on there. You can't pull it through, so you're going to have to disconnect it before.
I can't live without you. Whoa, oh, oh. Whoa, oh, oh. I can't breathe without your love.
So I got the oil filter housing out, as you can see, but when you take it out, there's literally no space for you to kind of wiggle it out besides moving the neck of this washer reservoir and wiggling it through here. So I had to find a specific angle to get it out. I tried to shove it through the bottom, but there's some hosing back there that kind of prevent it from falling out. So I knew the only way to get it out was to go up. So basically just try and wiggle it out. It does take a little like prying, but just make sure that you are careful because there's a lot of wires up here, a lot of connectors, plastic things that you could break and or mess up, so be careful of that. You don't want to go ahead and mess up any of your wiring. Okay, so from taking out the oil filter housing, you want to first of all take off the cartridge filter from inside, and you also want to replace this gasket. Every oil filter that you get should come with a new gasket on here. You can see it's a little rubber gasket. What I like to do, you can go ahead and pinch it and slide it to make it easier to pull it off. But what I like to do is use like a little pick or a small screwdriver and just go ahead and stick it there and pry it up and out. And then just take it off. Go ahead and put the new one on. Like I said, every filter should come with a new one. This one does. Take it out of the baggie. You want to replace this just so you prevent any leaks, any simple leaks coming from your oil filter housing, something that could be prevented so might as well just take care of that now. You also want to make sure that you lube it first before putting it back on. You never want a dry gasket because it will not work properly and it will probably get stuck in there. Next time you do your oil change, it's going to be like 10 times harder to take it off. Some people, what they do is they use the old oil to lube their gaskets, but I use new oil, so I usually just get the gasket and I put it inside the oil. Just get enough on there and then just move it around. It doesn't have to be like drenched, but just make sure you get it fully coated on there. And then, where'd it go? Oh. And then you want to put the new gasket on. Make sure you put it in the right section too, because it's very common for people to put it in the wrong area. So just remember which line you took it off. And then get your new filter and then put it on. Okay, this is also very important and something to pay attention. Make sure that your oil filter is sitting perfectly straight and not crooked, because you will have some issues in putting it back on. There are specific things inside the oil filter housing that's connected to the engine that will prevent you from screwing it on. So just make sure that you, because it clicks in place, so just make sure that you put it evenly in place like this. So. So I just finished the oil change on the car. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how to do the oil reset. On this one, it's fairly easy. So you're gonna put it on auxiliary mode. You're gonna have it on the on position. And you're not gonna have the car fully on. But basically what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go ahead and step on the gas pedal 3 times in a fairly quick manner. And hold it down, and that light, you see the triangle? It went away. No more triangle. So Chevys are also like this. I always get confused, but sometimes the Fords and the Chevys, so like the Ford is like you have to press the brake and the gas all the way to the floor and just hold it. Chevys, it's either going to be 3 times or it's going to be 5 times in order to reset it, and just hold it to the floor and then that light will go away. So now I'm going to just step on the clutch and turn it on.
Because when you called your bank for one of those
And there she is. No more triangle lights. Engine oil is completely changed. Don't have to worry about that now. Now all I have to do is delete that check engine light. Okay, so thank you guys for watching. I hope this video was useful for someone. Hopefully you got some tips and tricks from this video. I will be doing a lot of more how-to videos. I know oil change is really basic, but for people out there that don't know how to do it, everyone mostly that I know uses YouTube. So here you guys go. I know there's not a lot of videos out there on, or at least good videos out there on how to, so I'm gonna go ahead and try my best to produce some quality for you guys here. So thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe to go ahead and keep more videos coming. Thank you guys.